Hey, what's up? My name is Michele Davis. In case you're seeing me for the first time, I am podcast host of the Boss Experience podcast and a business strategist. And I am joined by Antoinette Burke, who will be coming on in a moment. And yeah, we're going to talk business credit. Let's see. So I am just bringing Miss Burke on. There she is.
Oh, how are you?
Good, good. I was just giving you an awesome introduction. So, Antoinette and I have known each other for a little bit,
Mm.
for a few years now, actually.
Yes, time flies.
Yeah, yeah, just in our, business travels. And I wanted to bring her on here because Antoinette she's not only a great real estate agent, very knowledgeable. She's, been on, top sales agent for some of her, offices. And so she's knowledgeable about real estate, but she's also knowledgeable about just getting your credit in order as well, because that's all part of not just the real estate purchasing process, but it's also part of the business process. And so today we're going to talk about business, but it really just extends to, whether you're an entrepreneur or, whether you're, trying to buy a house, just get your credit together.
Right? Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Just
So,
getting your credit together. Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate you.
oh, you're welcome.
Yes.
So before we hop into, I have a few questions for Antoinette because I know there's a lot of craziness on the internet. Some of the stuff I wonder about is it true? So before we get into all that, can you just briefly, say, who you are, where you're from, and what you're going to share with us today, the jewels you're going to drop, the little gems.
Yes. So my name is Antoinette Burke. I currently work with Keller Williams, Greater Nassau, and also I run a referral credit business as well to help delete negative item off your credit report, add positive trade line. And today we're going to be talking about business credit because a lot of us have questions about business credit, right? How can business credit help us to be a successful business, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
So, one of the things I just want to say about Antoinette, in case you're seeing her for the first time, she does a lot of lives, just talking about how to get your credit in order, like how to like get credit for like rent, paying your rent and all, things that you don't know, little tips to boost your credit. So, okay, so let's start with the first question because people may be thinking, do I really need business credit? How can business credit help my business? What would you tell them?
Well, yes, definitely you do need business credit because let's say we're not going to be damaging our personal credit because of course you want to also make sure your personal credit is in line, but you can use business credit to leverage your business. So instead of you just taking all your money and put it in the business, you're going to be I would recommend for you to establish some kind of business credit, so you use your business credit to run your business, so you're not using all your finances out of your pocket to run your business, so you could run a successful business using it for purchasing items and marketing and all that good stuff that we need to run our business, right?
Yeah, one big mistake I made when I first started my business, I put everything on a credit card, and that messed me up bad. It
Yeah.
messed me up bad. Yeah, it messed up my credit and everything else because here I was, putting all my everything that I should have because you want to leave your credit open for your personal emergencies. You don't want to, absorb all your credit, for business purposes. So that's good information. So there's a lot of information that kind of floats around the internet. One of them is like, oh, put it all, use all your personal money first before you seek out any business credit. And I've heard, new business owners can't get business credit. I've heard that before. So let's talk about some of the things you've heard online, misconceptions about business credit, and and can you shed some light on what's actually accurate?
Yes, I was one of those people that I think that, listen, you cannot get business credit, right?
Hmm.
Because you're a new business, but there are many different kind of business credit, right? So we're going to jump in. So I like to, I have myself a little note. So there are different tiers when it comes to business credit. There's four tiers, meaning there are different ways you could get business credit without using your social, right? So most business line of credit will give you something called a net 30 account. That means you're going to have 30 days. Whatever you spend, you'll have 30 days to pay that money back. And that's what's going to report to the DUNS. And a lot of people, what is DUNS, right? So we have something called DUNS and Bradstreet. That's where you get your 9-digit number to establish your business credit, because one, you need an EIN number, and then you need a DUNS number. So that DUNS number is going to allow you, because it's like a credit bureau. Because the regular three credit bureaus you're used to for personal credit is TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, right? So when it comes to business credit, they're not exactly the same entity that we use for personal credits. So when you're looking for business credit now, you're gonna go to get a DUNS number so you could establish business credit. So you're gonna start with these tier ones net 30s account that is going to allow you to borrow some money get some item from them, and you have 30 days to pay it back. And how fast you pay them back, that's how you're going to build your business credit. So to build your business credit, you get reported to Duns and Bradstreet, which I said is a credit bureau as well, and Experian and Equifax. Those are the three things that your business credit, and it's definitely so much different from your regular credit how it get reported. So, some people say, well, if I pay all my bills on time, as with my personal credit, does that help my business credit? No, you have to build a separate business credit, even though you have maybe great credit score with your personal credit, but you don't have established business credit. So you still would need to build an established business credit by applying for like tier one's account, which are like 30, like Quill. Quill, I like to say, is a good one to
That's
apply
a
for.
business supply, right? Business.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So they're like Quill, Uline. I know you guys probably hear about all of these. Griner, the DigiKey, Office Depot. There are a bunch of different ones. So, um, quote report to Duns weekly. A lot of the others, that's why I said I like that, but that one is sometimes a difficult. People don't really get approved for it right away, even though it's a net 30 account. Because if you go and apply for that particular account to build your business credit, you're going to need like a professional email address. They want to know that you're not just, they want it to be a professional email to, and they also want you to say you have 5 employees versus you just saying you're one employee. So that's
Mm,
another trick. So they will probably deny you if you just say I have one employee and your email address doesn't have your company name. It's just
mm.
like, yeah, so that's important too. But like Uline, you literally call Uline and you say, hey, I need a net 30 account. Can I apply for one? In the first transaction, normally Uline will ask you to use maybe your own funds, maybe purchase something, and then after that, they'll just constantly, you will be able to just pay them every 30 days. They'll give you the merchandise, you have 30 days to pay them back. Give you the merchandise, 30 days to pay them back. And the faster you pay them, the better you build your business credit. So if you have 30 days, if you pay them in 10 days or 15 days, they're going to report it accordingly to how quick you pay them back.
Okay, I have two questions. I know I've seen sometimes where people will try and charge people to get a DUNS number or charge people to get an EIN number. I've seen that online. Those are both free entities, right? Those free to
Yes.
get. Okay. The other question I had, yeah, there's all kind of
I don't
craziness
know why
online.
you're charging. It's a free
Yeah,
resource.
I've seen that where people will have it like, I've gotten stuff in the mail.
Oh,
We'll help
wow.
you get your EIN number and all that. And I know it's free. So it's like, oh, I always like, there's a lot of scammers.
Oh,
The other
That's
thing,
yeah, that's too
another
much.
question I had, you mentioned there's three tiers. There's tier one, two, and three when it comes down to
Four
business credit.
tiers,
Four
actually
tiers.
four.
Okay. So what are the other tiers? Okay, we got net 30, which is like your, you want to start off small, maybe order your, poster boards, maybe
Yeah,
order your laptop or order things that you can use within your business and then, establish good credit at the tier one
yeah.
level and which is the net 30 level and then move up to tier two. What are the other tiers?
Well, they're pretty much all net 30, but just different tiers of net 30s. So the tier ones of net 30 would be the those other accounts. So there's tier two would be like your you'll get like business t-shirt glumber is one of them. Shell gas station, so getting a gas card, that's a really big way to boost your business credit. And then we have Amazon Net 55, we have Lowe's, we have Home Depot, Sam's Club, and this all these other sources. There's so many different vendors, but these are just like a few of the vendors that I always recommend to someone that maybe say, hey, answer, how can I build my business credit? Where do I start? I always start with these few accounts over here, and then eventually, as you go establish this, you just constantly apply for other things in your business name, pretty much.
Okay. And then once you establish good credit, kind of like at this net 30 level, then eventually
Yes.
you can move into bigger things like maybe putting your car under your business name or
Yes.
things like
Putting your
that,
car
right?
in an LLC. Yes. So instead of have nothing honestly in your personal name, like your personal credit, you everything is in your business, your car, your everything you own, your house,
Wow.
So you can do that. That's my goal to have everything.
Under your LLC, yeah. Because a lot of people
Yes.
get LLCs and they don't put them to use. They're not, they just got them.
Yes, we don't use it because a lot, we're not educated on what to do and how to get started or where to get started, like even paying for an EIN number, you
hmm
know.
And if people, you don't know what you don't know. And I know people, I know that EIN numbers are free, but some people don't. And I'm sure people have paid to get that service. Yeah.
Yeah, in the beginning, when I first had applied for my LLC, because definitely you apply for your LLC, then that's how you will establish an EIN number. Once you get a LLC, so I had an attorney, which a friend just to do the paperwork for me, but you don't have to. You could do it online by yourself. Go to irs.com and do all
Mhm.
the stuff.
Okay, and so for anyone that watches this, whether it's someone that may be looking at it now or someone who looks at it later, the first thing they'd want to do is to maybe reach out to you if they're confused, and then also
Yes.
kind of figure out where to kind of apply for these net 30 accounts. And then you mentioned probably Staples is one of those too, but
Yes, stable. Yes, definitely.
yeah,
Yes. So,
Staples, Quill, maybe not Quill initially, maybe build up to Quill once you have some
yeah.
people working with you. Do they check and see if you have five or more employees, just out of curiosity? Because
No.
you could have a team.
Yeah,
Some
you can
people,
have a team. No,
as
no.
a solopreneur, a lot of people have teams where they're not necessarily employees, but they're just people you pay to assist you, like a virtual assistant. You could have, people that are working with you that aren't necessarily employees that you have on a payroll. So does that
Yes.
count too, or?
Yes, they don't check. They honestly
Okay.
don't.
Okay. So people can kind of apply to Quill at their own risk, or
Yes,
maybe
yes. So
try.
see if you quill if you get approved or not, you know. But
Okay.
that one is one of the better one, the way how they report. They report weekly to the Duns. They report your stuff weekly. So if you
Okay.
have a good established relationship with them, that will give you, help you to establish your business credit a little bit faster.
Okay. So
Mhm.
how exactly, you mentioned you are you refer people for credit, repair, or you work with people to get their credit in order, whether it's they want to buy a house or, they
Yes.
have personal credit, business credit. Like can you share a little bit about what you do exactly?
So I have a team that I work with for the credit repair part of the business. So I work with a group of a credit attorney that formates these letters, and I'm like a coach. So like like the credit coach. Like when you have like you go to the gym, you have your fitness coach, you have to work out and do the work. So I'm the credit coach that help you through the process. I don't literally physically do it for you, but I guide you through the process of how to get these items deleted and add in the positive trade line. So the team that I work with, the credit attorney, they will form me dispute letters based on your credit report, whatever negative item, the derogatory item you have on your credit report. They'll go ahead and formate those letters. And then you will, send those letters out and get those item removed off your credit report.
Now, one thing I did not ask you, and that just kind of popped in my head. Now, do I need good personal credit to get business credit?
No, I know that is a
Mm.
lot of people because you could have bad credit and have great business credit.
Oh, okay. All right.
You could have, there's some places that, they say, oh, this is business credit, but they still running your personal credit. So you got to be mindful of that as well, because there's some places say, oh, you're not going to run your personal credit, but they're asking for your personal information anyways, your social security number and all this, that other stuff. So obviously they're still running your personal credit to kind of tie in line. That's why you need to establish those with those net 30s to establish those business credits, so you don't have that problem when you go to apply for any kind of credit cards for your business.
Okay. Okay. And it would make sense for people if they're going to work hard to get their business credit established, that they work on their personal credit too, and at least know what they kind of get that in order so that
Yes.
they don't run into the roadblocks. Because if you're a new business, they more than likely, it sounds like they will run your personal credit, right?
Oh yes, yes,
Yeah.
I've learned the hard way.
Okay.
Because like it says, oh, we're not running your credit, and I'm like, but you asked me all my personal information. You didn't ask me anything about no EIN number, no DUNS number. You're asking all my personal information.
Yeah.
So yes.
Okay. So is there anything that I haven't asked you that you want to mention that may have come to mind? And is it okay if did we have a couple of people on? Is it okay to see if they have any
Questions,
questions?
sure. If they have any questions, I like questions. It makes it easier for me.
Okay. All right. So if
Yeah.
you're watching live, just let us know if you have any questions. And Antoinette is happy to answer your questions.
Yes. Yes,
So in the
I'll do.
meantime, while we see if any questions pop up, let's why don't you put your information in the section so that if anyone wants to get a hold of you, they can. And if you're in the New York area, you can also speak with Antoinette about your real estate needs as well.
Yes, if you're in the New York area, you have
New York
any
City.
New York City area, like I don't mind going upstate, but if you're in the city area, within these five boroughs of Long Island, be more than happy to help you with any of real estate need, buying or selling. If you have a rental, I'll be more than happy to help you with that as well.
As well as help you get credit for paying the rent that you
Yes.
pay, get
Yeah.
credited on your
Oh,
credit
I know you
report
want
as
me to
well.
touch on that. I will touch
Yeah,
on that.
I keep mentioning that, right? Because that was a big shocker for me.
Yes, a lot of people don't know that you actually can get your rent reported on your credit. And it's just like reporting your mortgage. Rent is a large portion of what we pay for a monthly expense, right? So why not have that reported on your credit report? And with that, you can actually go back 2 years. And it's a very low fee. It's only $10 a month, $9.95 to report your rent for credit. It gets reported to TransUnion and Equifax. And so I've seen people report their rent that doesn't have really good credit or have zero credit. I always say before, I used to say 50 to 150 points. They verify the information in 72 hours and they get reported on your credit report within 14 to 30 days.
Oh,
So it's
wow.
like a really fast turnaround if you're really looking to improve your credit score and add a positive trade line is adding your rental income to your credit, your on-time rental payment to your credit report.
Okay. So let's say I'm listening to this right now and I'm like, wow, okay, where do I pay? And I pay the 9.95. Do I have to like provide like a year and a half or 2 years of rent receipts? Do they contact my landlord? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, so pretty much you don't have to have a lease. They don't need you to give them a lease. So all they need you to do is literally you're going to provide your landlord information, email. They get to your landlord through email, or just calling them and verifying the information. And then sometimes so if you only pay cash, you could report only to one bureau. So if you're cash paying, you don't get it deducted from your bank account. But if you do pay through your bank account or you have a trail of your rental payment, that's when you get it reported to two credit bureaus. So they will ask you to link your bank account, like to see those transactions that you pay monthly with, and that's pretty much it. It's really quick and easy, and I could drop the link for that in
Yeah.
the chat. You
And if
could
you just join, Antoinette is taking questions live for the next few minutes.
yes.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you could go back 1 year, 2 years, but I always say if you've been renting more than 2 years, why not go back 2 years and report it? Because then you're doing that nice rental history, the payment history, which is 35% of our credit score. So if you go back 2 years, that looks really good on your credit report.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So let's do a recap of everything we talked about, which was quite a bit. So, when it comes to business credit, and then let me know if I mess up something. So when it comes to business credit, you don't have to have the good personal credit to get business credit, but it's a good idea because when you're just starting out in your business, when you apply for business credit, you can actually end up having your personal credit run until you establish that business credit. You just need an EIN and a DUNS number, both of which are free to get. You don't have to pay for that if you came across anyone trying to scam you online and charge you a fee to get those things. They're free to get. And you need to do that first before you can establish any business credit. And business credit is reported through your DUNS number, which is a credit bureau for businesses. And so there's 4 tiers of business credit.
Yeah.
So if you want to get established, like Internet said, then you want to start off at tier one, which are those net 30 accounts, which are, Quill. If you have, more than just you working, you have a better chance of getting established. And then there's things like Staples and you said a few others,
Yes,
net 30.
um what is it? DigiKey, Office Depot, Uline is very flexible. That's the most everybody always go to
Starts there.
Uline. Yes, Uline, they're very easy. Like you make a purchase with them, a small purchase with your own money, and then after that, they give you start buying stuff, and you have 30 days to pay it with them.
And as long as you pay, the faster you pay, the better your credit gets. And
Yeah.
once you pay off those net 30 accounts and you establish good credit, you can move up in the tiers. And then, because I know you've heard of people putting their cars, their homes all under
Yeah.
their LLC. So make your LLC work for you. I think, that's what, you need to get from this as well, in addition to establishing business credit. Anything else you want to say before we close out? And I didn't see any questions from anyone. If anyone has any questions, we're going to be hopping off. So if you have questions, we're happy to answer.
Yes, and what I was gonna touch, there's something I was gonna touch on. Oh yes, so you have to have like the point system in business credit is really different. So once you get to like 18 points on DUNS, that's when you kind of establish business credit, right? So you have hundreds in personal credit. These are like teen numbers. Like double digit numbers in business credit. So it may sound different for you. Like, you got to get 18 points to start consider like an established business credit. It's the number system is different. They use a different algorithm for business credit versus personal credit.
And can I run a report for my business credit? Like once I get the EIN and the DUNS number established?
Yes, you'll reach out to Duns and they'll be able to help you to see what your business what you have established, what stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this was awesome information. I thank you so much for coming on and sharing this information. I'll post this, video on my page so you'll be able to view it if you chimed in late. And yeah, so this is awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I know I get nervous on the camera, believe it or not.
No, no worries. A lot of people do. Did
Yes.
you put all your information in the comment section?
What else should I put in?
You got you got the credit, the information for if people want to get credit for their rent on
I
their
put
personal
that
credit
in.
report, business credit, how to get a hold of you if they need assistance, getting connected and kind of repairing their credit.
All right, I'm gonna put a link in here. I have everything. I'm trying to. Why
Okay.
is it not going?
Yeah, so
Okay.
this was a wealth of information because I know there's a lot of misinformation that ends up like rolling out online, and it's always good to have an expert. And anytime come across information online, you always want to check it out. You always want
Sorry,
to
I didn't
check
know
it
what
out.
I did.
Oh,
But
uh-oh.
I'm gonna comment later in
Okay.
the comment area. 'Cause I'm trying-
Yeah, before you lose the whole video, right?
I'm like, wait, I'm trying to use my word board and it's just like not happening. It happened once, so it worked the first time, but I don't know, the other information is not allowing me to do that. So I'm gonna
It's okay. This will be
put it.
posted. Yeah, and then you can comment when it's posted. I'll tag you.
Yes.
Okay.
You
Thanks,
go ahead and have a good day
you
now.
too. Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Bye.
Bye.